gonna run out, meet my son at the bus stop. Love my lights. I just love my pretty lights in here. They're so gorgeous. The other day, somebody was walking by and I heard this kid say, "Ah, that's such a cool room." And I had my curtains open. I was like, "Ah, I know he's talking about my room. I better close my curtains though." So I'm jumping into the very beginning of this to say, hello, my lovely peaches. And so this is apparently turned out to be my very first video on Courtney Clenny. I mentioned in It's Not All About Wendy that I wanted to...
This courtroom, right?
There are people in the courtroom.
I was interested in the
Possibly
case.
thousands watching, right?
And
No idea who's watching.
And it's all because of your failed
Might cover
marriage,
it.
right?
I
And
disagree
then
with that.
today there was some new news. So, hello and welcome to a new series about Courtney Clenny. I will talk about Donna a little bit as well in this. Enjoy. Oh, Donna. Hello, my lovely peaches. Happy hump day. Happy Wednesday. So, happy hump day, and just a very quick update that I just saw on Alita Legal Bites' channel.
People are calling the OnlyFans murder for the both of them. According to TMZ, they were both arrested for tampering with a laptop that was owned by Christian Obumzeli, the alleged murder victim. Now, to be clear, in an evidence tampering case, the prosecution has to show beyond reasonable doubt that the person deliberately and knowingly concealed, destroyed, or otherwise altered evidence.
The OnlyFans model who has been arrested for allegedly murdering her boyfriend, Christian Obumzeli, and there's a history of domestic violence between them, her being the perpetrator, it seems. And so the video I just watched on Alita's page said that, like, the day after the murder, the parents went to the apartment and picked up some things, including Christian's laptop, which they may have tampered, removed some stuff off of, and they were arrested today. Wow. So I haven't dived in at all, except for watching a little bit of things about it, but I just thought that that was kind of crazy. Jeez. So her parents may have deleted some things, some evidence of their daughter's guilt. So I'll pop up a couple screenshots to show, but wow, that is crazy. So I just wanted to pop in and say happy Wednesday. I am doing work for my client, and last night I started to read the 9-page letter from Donna Adelson to Wendy Adelson, the last of those 4 letters that I'm going to read. I started to read it, not on a video, I just started to read it out loud to my son. I was reading it out loud to my sons, and then my son, I was like, okay, let me put it down so we can go to sleep. And then my son was like, can you read some more? And he fell asleep to me reading crazy Donna Adelson's email to Wendy. Like, I'm like, that's a very weird bedtime story. And yeah, but they oh, again, it was so awful. I mean, that's the letter where she actually references the Hitler Youth costumes. And, oh yeah, by the way, I was brushing my hair with my unbrush. That's the letter she references. I wouldn't care if you dressed them up in Hitler Youth costumes. And that's where she says, Charlie made a good point. He said, American troops were dropped behind enemy lines in Nazi outfits so that they could Nazi uniforms so that they could get their way. so Wendy needed to do whatever she needed to do, and that you're not manipulative. You're just manipulating everything. So I just wanted to pop in and say that about Courtney Clenny's parents getting arrested. And there's a loud airplane going by. A sip of my coffee. Oh, and I don't know what that loud thing is. Sounds like a European siren. So Courtney Clenny stabbed her boyfriend to death, although it was like one. I think she stabbed him in the upper chest. Oh, I thought all this time was the arm. It's like even worse. She stabbed him in the chest. Horrible. And then he bled to death. It was very horrible and tragic. He was a young, beautiful man with so much potential, and they had an extremely toxic relationship that was volatile and violent, and she ruined her life. And she stole his life. She took his life. And like I heard Gigi say yesterday on a very amazing live stream that they did, well, Gigi on Pretty Lies and Alibis.
If you're just showing up, please remember to hit the like button. You can also subscribe. If you want to chat, I believe you have
Joel's
to subscribe.
wife from STS. And she said one of the reasons that murder is so particularly horrible is because that person didn't need to die. That person had a life. That person had so much potential. That person had so much going for them in most cases, at least in these cases, and their life was stolen violently by someone who chose violence and crime. So, it's particularly awful. I'll get into that, and I'll also get into the final email from Donna to Wendy. And like I said in yesterday's video, I have no doubt. Obviously, there are emails. There are emails in the chain from Wendy because Donna references them. So somewhere in some vault that hopefully Georgia Kappelman has, we're going to find all that stuff. Also, I wanted to just say, I watched today on AA Legal Focus Judy. So I was watching her video today. She had a nice co-host, and they went over Katie Magbanawaz's second proffer. And okay, Misha Janis was her co-host. The reason I was mentioning that was because they were listening to Katie Magbanawaz's second proffer, and she said that interview was being conducted by... Okay, so Judy said that Katie's second proffer was an interview with Officer Sherry Bennett, and then she said she thinks that's who also interviewed June. So I had said in my video that I put up on that police interview with June Chunda that it sounded like it was Pat Sanford and Georgia Kappelman. But if Judy is correct, then it was not Georgia Kappelman, it was Officer Sherry Bennett. So just show right there. And that's where she said she believes she also interviewed June. So this is Judy, AA Legal Focus, and then this was her co-host, lawyer Misha Janis. So I just wanted to say that that's who I guess had interviewed June, not Georgia Kappelman. Okay, I'm ultra fangirling right now because I just got a comment from AA Legal Focus Judy. She doesn't even know that I've been working on a video including her today. That is crazy. Oh my God. I am so excited. That is the coolest thing ever. Please go follow her. She's amazing. She's got a lot of really good content. All right, so I'm just going to react for a second to to the article. And then there's an awful video. Okay, so this is the Courtney Clenny's parents were charged with illegally accessing the victim's computer, and Kim and Deborah are the parents. What a damn shame. And a very awful crime scene. And eeks, let's scroll past that real fast. Then, so she's accused of murdering him in their Miami apartment. Another Florida one, Jesus, in April of 2022. And her mother, Deborah, is 57, and Kim, the father, Clenny, 60, were taken into custody by police in Texas on an out-of-state felony warrants on Tuesday, which was yesterday. After law enforcement gave Clenny's apartment back to her parents, Kim Clenny reportedly found a laptop belonging to her daughter's, but I think it's Kim is the father. So apparently the father found a laptop that belonged to Christian Obumzeli that was not taken immediately and turned over to police. Quote, Clenny's parents attempted to conceal evidence as they cleaned out her Edgewater high-rise apartment, the outlet said, citing police sources. So she has been jailed in Miami since August of 2022, awaiting trial for the fatal stabbing of Obumzeli inside the Ritzy condominium on April 3rd after a night of arguments. She has been charged with second-degree murder with a weapon, but has pleaded not guilty, claiming self-defense. Good morning. It's actually the next day. Let me fix this a bit. It's the next day, and I'm editing my video, and I realized that I wanted to add a little bit more. So I just screen recorded a little bit from NBC, and I hope this doesn't get blocked. And also the trigger warning fight that they have in the elevator, which I show. I've never showed anything like that, so I'm hoping that it will not get blocked. Okay, I'm going to put these in so I can look like an old lady, but also so I can listen to the clip without double audio.
You inside the interrogation room with Courtney Clenny. She's the OnlyFans model accused of stabbing her boyfriend to death in their Edgewater high-rise back in April. A video taking place just hours after the deadly incident. NBC's Alyssa Hyman has been listening to that video all day. So Alyssa, what were you able to find out?
Well, Jawan, this is the first time we are hearing from Courtney Clenny herself tell her version of what happened that day leading up to her boyfriend's death.
We have to inform you that Christian did not make it. Okay. Unfortunately, the doctors did what they could.
Christian is dead.
Yep.
This is the moment nearly 3.5 hours into her interrogation. Miami detectives tell social media model Courtney Clenny that her boyfriend of 2 years, Christian Obumzeli, has died.
Christian died? Can I please have a hug? Am I allowed to do that in here?
Sure. Yeah.
Come on. No.
The video, which takes place just hours after the deadly April incident, starts with Clenny alone in the room, visibly upset and anxious. At the beginning, Clenny is still in her own clothes.
My apologies for being absolutely covered in blood.
Apologies for being completely covered in blood.
There's some basic background questions detectives read her rights, and they begin to discuss what happened in their Edgewater high-rise. Clenny told detectives she and Obumzeli got into an argument that escalated, saying Obumzeli had his hands around her throat.
I mean, I said like choking me on the floor. It's just like they were looking at my neck, and I was like, I mean, I'm not saying like choking me like, you know, whatever, but I mean, it had my like neck, like and this happened twice before, where I couldn't breathe and I was on the floor. I could not breathe.
She said he eventually let her get up, and she gets her phone to call her mom. Detectives then ask about the knife.
I grabbed a knife and I said, don't come anywhere closer to me. I had absolutely no intention of using it. I'm on the phone with my mom, and he's coming at me like he's going to grab either the phone or like the knife or something. And so I was just like, I was like, don't come any closer. Coming at me, and I drew it.
Prosecutors have said the evidence revealed a close contact stab wound. The chief medical examiner took the stand earlier this month at an Arthur hearing to offer his opinion.
As a hypothetical, my opinion is it was a stab wound. But if you give me other information that the person is a knife thrower, they throw knives, then maybe this could have been a knife that was thrown.
If she was a trained knife thrower.
Now, in a statement from her attorneys today, they said in part, quote, the prosecution's release of Courtney's statement is a clear indication that the government does not view this as any type of confession. Otherwise, it would be exempt from public disclosure. Courtney's statement gives us a window into the world of abuse she faced at the hands of her abuser. Now, the judge denied her bond at the end of that Arthur hearing. Clenny remains behind bars, facing a second-degree murder charge. Her attorneys have said from the very beginning, and they reiterated today, that she was acting in self-defense and was a victim of domestic abuse.
Do you believe that?
We're now live in the newsroom, Melissa Hyman, NBC6 News.
Well, do you believe that she was a victim? I mean, obviously, that's what trials are for. That's why we need all the evidence, and we shouldn't be convicting people before we've heard everything and seen everything. However, it's very interesting that whatever might have been on his laptop is probably gone. And so maybe there was evidence that, like Alita from Legal Bites had said, maybe he was recording his own injuries or making some type of diary, a video diary of what he was going through. That's pure speculation, and maybe we'll never know unless they have some way to retrieve deleted files off of that laptop. But if you have interest in this case, let me know, and I'll continue making videos as new developments unfold. The video. There's a video from... And this is very disturbing, so trigger warning. This is DV. This is DV. So, okay, so this is from February 21 of 2022, Monday. There she gets on the elevator and she's slamming it. Now she's slamming him. She's hitting him. She's pushing him. Oh my God. I watched this already. So it seems like he's restraining her, trying to get her to stop. This is so awful. And then he does hit her back. She's hitting him in the face. He's like trying to push her away there. There's no sound. Oh, he just smacked her in the face. But she is literally attacking him. So they're fighting, they're yelling, ugh. And then they continue out of the elevator. That is absolutely horrific. And she's been charged with second-degree murder with a weapon, but has pleaded not guilty, claiming self-defense. So she claims she threw the knife from across the room, from like 10 feet away, and they said there's no way that was possible. So did he also harm her? Was he physically? I mean, we saw right there in the video, yes, he did, but it also appeared to be self-defense to me. But what happened all the other times? I have no idea. So that's just a little bit about this update on this case. I guess my first video about it. And we'll talk a little bit more about Donna. I got work to do, and I will read that. Like I said, I was reading that letter to my sons, and they were just like, this woman is nuts. Okay, that other article that I was throwing up there is not perfectly aligned with my words and what I'm showing. I'm not going to take all my day to do that because I am supposed to be doing work right now. but I want to do this. Okay, so OnlyFans model Courtney Clenny was aggressor who murdered her boyfriend, prosecutors say. Clenny left a knife wound 3 inches deep in Christian Obumzelli's chest, puncturing an artery, authorities say, adding that she showed no signs of injury from the altercation. Andrea Marks, August 11th, 2022. So there she is, looking sad and awful. Yikes. For 4 months, Christian Obumzelli has been dead from a stab wound, with his death ruled homicide by the medical examiner. So the public is known the girlfriend, successful OnlyFans influencer Courtney Clenny, was responsible in the Miami apartment they shared. She claimed it was self-defense. His family and friends disputed her claims, saying by her lawyer, saying that he'd been abusive towards her, and claimed that she was the aggressor in their relationship. They've been waiting for answers. So at the time, according to her lawyer, Frank Prieto, she was in rehab in Hawaii for PTSD and substance abuse. Okay, so I'm not going to read every word of this. Projecting an illustration of a kitchen knife on a screen, Fernandez Rundle explained that on April 3rd, Clenny stabbed Obumzelli with a 6-inch blade. My hand is 7 inches, so 6-inch blade is this long. A 6-inch blade that penetrated 3 inches deep into his chest. That's this far. And actually looking at the actual blade, she basically plunged the entire blade into his chest, and it was only holding the handle. It looks like a 3-inch, oh wait, is this 6-inch blade or, I don't know, but eeks, that is, and pierced his subclavian artery, killing him. The medical examiner found the wound was caused by a downward stroke into his chest, contradicting Clenny's claim that she'd thrown the knife at Although my first impression from listening to that video and seeing how she described it, and that she was on the phone with her mom and he's coming at her and he's trying to grab the knife. How do you go from he's trying to grab the knife from you to suddenly he's 10 feet away and you're throwing the knife at him? So I think that as she was telling her version, she was trying to make it seem a lot less awful by saying I threw it at him, but he's right there at the phone trying to grab the knife or something. So it doesn't add up that she'd thrown the knife at Obumzelli from about 10 feet away. Beyond that, the prosecutor said there were no signs on Clenny's body that she'd been injured during the altercation with Obumzelli, despite her telling the police that he'd pushed her against the wall by her neck and then shoved her to the ground. Authorities believe that Clenny stabbed him between 4:33 p.m. when he arrived home with fucking sandwiches and 4:57 when she called 911. It added that Clenny had been on the phone with her mother at the time of the stabbing. Her mother told authorities she heard the couple arguing while she was talking with her daughter. About 10 minutes before Clenny called 911, building management called police, alerting them to a disturbance in Clenny and Obumzelli's unit. During Clenny's 911 call, Fernandez Rundle said Obumzelli could be heard in the background repeatedly saying he was dying and that he was losing feeling in his arm. Clenny could be heard saying, quote, "I'm so sorry, baby." I'm going to just see who is Rundle. Attorney Catherine Fernandez Rundle. Miami-Dade State Attorney Catherine Fernandez Rundle. Well, so that's that's it for this update. I really do need to get to work, and my mom called right like I'm in the middle of making this video. I'm not doing the work that I need to do, and my mom calls and she's like, I'm so bored. And I'm like, oh, and then I ended up talking to her for a long time. So yes, I'm happy about that. But okay, guys, now I'll see you next time. Bye. All right, guys, so I'm out because I just had to take my son fencing. We took the bus and now I'm gonna walk home. So I thought I would just pop in and say, hey. And again, thank you for all my new subscribers. I so appreciate you. Thank you for all the people who are here enjoying my content. And just wanted to add, in order to be a YouTuber, you've really got to have a thick skin out in these internet streets, because for every 10 or 15 or 20 really nice comments, engaging comments, interesting comments, there's a really weird person who says some mean, weird stuff. And then YouTube flags it as potentially inappropriate, which is so nice, because then a lot of those weird comments don't end up on the video. Well, thank God I do have a thick skin, and yes, I have been a YouTuber for many years, and have another channel where there's like 4,000 subscribers over there, but I kind of abandoned it because I got monetized, and then they thought I was too freaking sexy dancing around in my apartment with my sweats on. So and anyway, I really want to work on this kind of stuff, and so I figured, what the hell, let me just try to grow this channel, because this is more my passion anyway. That other channel is for fun, and this is my passion. And so yeah, I'm really happy that I've been getting a lot of views. If you've watched a couple of my videos and you came back, maybe you could consider subscribing. Not all my stuff is true crime. I talk about that. I talk about how I'm very sensitive, and I care about my own mental health above and beyond just like making videos. So I love to talk. I love to walk and talk. I love to do deep analysis and to get obsessive about something. And it's pretty cool that I can do that, and that I can find some like-minded people who appreciate it. And then, yeah, there's going to be an occasional weirdo, a Wendy simp, and as I start doing Courtney Clenny, I'll probably get some Courtney simps, you know, just like there were the Amber Heard simps, and it's all good in the hood, because, you know, if I was that thin-skinned, I wouldn't be making videos on YouTube. And if I cared that much about what other people thought of me, I would have stopped doing YouTube years ago. Because for all the nice and lovely people and comments and engagement, there's always a freaking freak. And honestly, it's always somebody who has no content. And I don't know, I don't understand. I mean, I do understand, like, some people just like to be haters. And it's a completely anonymous way. You know, like user 9135788 said something about me being annoying, and then user 81567FUCK said, what he said, I don't remember. Oh, he said, you're so obsessed with Wendy and she didn't even do anything. You're entitled to your opinion. So, man, I actually have to go back out again because for the first time in a long while, my sister won't be able to take him home. But I'll see you soon. Bye. I'm actually back out. I was in, and now I'm out. Again. Back to pick up my son, and, well, I thought that the bus, that I was going to be able to take the bus there. But no, the bus stopped running. So I haven't had to go and pick him up in quite a while. My sister has been so helpful. And also, like for most of January, there was only like 2 days a week, and then she would pick him up. So, but I don't know. Now they're doing like 4 days a week again. So I had been doing ASMR and I was doing other content, and I have genuinely put that on hold, paused it, put it back on the shelf because I got really involved in doing these new kinds of videos. And so Joseph Rodriguez is somebody who I followed for a long time. He never showed his face. He always just talked with like text on the screen. And he recently started talking and showing his face. And I was like, that's so amazing. It's so good to see. And then he said that he was making different kind of content for a long time, like 7 years. And one day he made a video and it was great. People loved it. And it really took off. That's what I was trying to say. And he truly enjoyed that kind of content. And then his channel started to grow. So I've always made stuff really just for me. And I do have quite a small page, which was perfectly fine with me because I didn't have to deal with internet trolls. And I didn't have to deal with whatever, any kind of feeling of like, I have to do something I don't want to do. You know, that like this isn't my channel, that I'm not in charge, that other people somehow get to decide for me. And this was an outlet. This was always an outlet for me to be creative and for me to talk about how the heck I wanted to talk about. Because in my real life, I didn't have people who wanted to talk about certain things. This started off as a vegan journey. I was the lovely, opinionated vegan evolving. I was Love, L-O-V-E, and I was completely anonymous. And for years, I never even told anybody my name was Kat. And I've been evolving. I am so happy. I just got home, and when I got home, AA Legal Focus literally made a comment and she followed me. I am fangirling, shocked. I am like blown away. The craziest thing about that is that I talked about her in this video, but I made that earlier in the day when she had not even commented. So it's just like, wow. That was amazing. And if you're here, Judy, wow. I am stunned and honored that somebody of her caliber would actually follow me and be happy to be here. So that's very, very cool. Even if she never comes back again, I'm still just like, wow, that is so awesome. So I know there have been some people who've been following me for a long time, maybe you guys have fallen away because my content has changed so drastically. But if you're still here, it's dark right now. If you're still here, that's so amazing. I hope that you've enjoyed this evolution with me, and I'm so excited about making more cool videos and getting more in depth and doing reactions. And did I just drop my glove? No, I didn't. Okay. Doing more reactions, reading more stuff. Like maybe one day even do like a joint video with somebody. That would be so freaking cool. Okay, with that, I'm gonna hang up. Bye.